Hello, my name is Anthony Zotto and I'm an instructor here at the local 32BJ Training Fund. Today I'd like to introduce you to one of our training tools, our building management trainer from Hampden. This trainer not only teaches our students about building management systems, but also the difference between a variable air volume system and a constant air volume system. Let's take a look at some of the components. First, we have a keyboard display terminal, which is the user interface. It allows the customer to see set points and make set point changes. It has an air handler controller, which is capable of handling up to 8 different air handlers. A direct digital controller, which takes all of that information and actually sends it out to the different system components so that they can operate correctly. We have a damper motor, which simulates our economizer damper on our variable air volume system. We have several switches, including an airflow switch and a freestat to simulate our safeties. We have an occupied-unoccupied switch, which is used to set the mode of operation. Several gauges, which reflect the percentage of our heating valve, our humidification valve, and also our inlet vane damper valve, which is used in the variable air volume system. We also have several dials, including a room relative humidity, supply air, discharge air static pressure, supply air temperature, and mixed air temperature, along with the outdoor air temperature. All of these dials can be used to manipulate the system so that the student can see how these manipulations, how these changes actually affect the different systems. In our constant volume system, we have a room temperature sensor, we have a cooling coil or a cooling valve, we have a gauge for our hot water heating valve, and also a percentage of our economizer damper to see how far that has opened. Again, we have several dials, including a supply air temperature, freestat and airflow switch, along with a smoke detector switch that can also be used to simulate the safeties, and a mode switch. And again, 2 dials to simulate and manipulate the outside air temperature and the discharge air temperature of the constant volume system. These potentiometers are there so that the students can manipulate the set points to see how the system responds to different commands. So now that we've become familiar with some of the components, let's set up the trainer for operation. First, we need to plug it in. Next, I want to ensure that all of my safety switches are in an operating position. Both of my airflow switches in the on position, both of my freestat switches in the normal position, and my smoke detector switch also in a normal position. Now I can turn on the main power and put the variable air volume unit into an occupied mode. Once I do that, the economizer damper immediately begins to go to its minimum position. The supply air fan should begin. And you can actually see the humidification valve opening up to maintain its set point. While the system is in operation, manipulation of the duct static pressure will cause the inlet vane dampers to respond accordingly. As the static pressure was to increase, my inlet vane dampers would begin to close. Operational changes for the variable air volume or constant air volume system can be made via the keyboard display terminal or via a laptop loaded with the building management software, typically what you're going to find in the buildings. A copy of the instruction manual for our Hampden trainer is located in the offices of the 32BJ Training Fund. I would encourage you to go down, really take a look and get familiar with all the different experiments that can be done using this Hampden trainer. The experience for your students is invaluable, as BMS systems are really the wave of the future. Almost all commercial buildings use some form of building management system in their operations, and instructing our students and training our students in these systems is extremely valuable to them and to their future.